Have you ever felt a tingling sensation in your groin or icy hands and feet, even when it's not that cold outside? If you have, then I need you to listen carefully, because it could mean that blood is no longer reaching some of the most important parts of your body. And know this isn't just about getting older. I used to think the same way most men do. It's probably just aging. That part of life is behind me. But the longer I ignored it, the more I felt something fading inside me. Not just a feeling, but life itself. Connection. And the essence of manhood I once held with pride. Everything changed when I began each morning with one simple habit, a glass of water, so seemingly basic it felt meaningless. But just a few days in, I began to feel something return. Warmth, clarity, and a new light in the eyes of the woman beside me. And the most important lesson I learned was this. It wasn't that I got younger, it was that my blood came back. It flowed again. It reached the parts I had thought were lost. No medication, no surgery, just one glass of water each morning, and one decision: to live fully. To not give up. In this video, I'm going to share everything. What really happens to male circulation after 60, why it impacts intimacy, confidence, and overall energy, and a simple but powerful formula you can start as early as tomorrow morning. And if you're still here listening, it means something inside you isn't ready to give up just yet. So, join me, starting with one small glass of water, to reignite something far greater, the man still fully alive inside of you. I used to not understand why I was slowly feeling like I was fading away. There wasn't any sharp pain, no stroke, no heart disease, but my body was quietly pulling back, bit by bit. My hands were cold even when the weather wasn't. I felt tired even though I hadn't done anything strenuous. And I began to avoid even looking into my wife's eyes at night. Turns out, it wasn't because I was getting weaker. It was because my blood was no longer flowing the way it used to. I learned that after age 60, the body slows its production of a critical substance, nitric oxide, the very thing that helps blood vessels relax, stay flexible, and open up. Without it, your blood vessels become stiff like old brittle pipes. The blood no longer flows smoothly, no longer reaches where it's needed. In the first places to lose that supply, the smallest ones, like the hands, feet, and yes, intimate areas. I remember sitting next to my wife once, both of us in silence, not because we were upset, but because there was nothing left connecting us. It wasn't that we stopped loving each other. It was because I no longer felt like I existed fully. And the saddest part was, I thought, maybe this is just the price of aging. But you know what? It wasn't a price. It was a signal, a cry from the body, a way of saying, I need your help to flow again, to come alive again. I refused to disappear from my own life. I wanted to reclaim the rhythm, not just of blood, but of the man inside me. And that's when the journey began. Not with pills, but with understanding, with a glass of water every morning, something I'm about to share with you in the next part. I know what you're thinking. How could just one morning drink possibly change blood circulation, intimacy, and even how I feel about myself? I used to be just as skeptical until I tried it. No pills, no procedures, just changing how I started my day. It all began with a short trip to a Mediterranean village. There, I met a 74-year-old man, sun-kissed skin, a smile like sea breeze, chopping wood every morning, gardening, and even dancing with his wife at local festivals. I asked him his secret. He pointed to a shimmering red drink on the table and said, "My morning fire, for blood to flow, for life to live." I brought the formula home. I tried it myself, then gave it to a few friends. And gradually I realized it wasn't just a drink. It was a wake-up call, a quiet declaration. I'm still alive, and I choose to live well. Here is the recipe for that drink. The morning circulation glass. 1 glass, 240 mLs of pomegranate juice, relaxes blood vessels, boosts circulation. 1 spoon of beetroot powder, rich in nitrates, supports natural nitric oxide production. 1 spoon of fresh lemon juice helps clear plaque from blood vessels. A pinch of cayenne pepper gently stimulates blood flow. 1 teaspoon of raw honey softens the flavor and adds mild anti-inflammatory benefit. I mix it all in a glass, stir well, and drink it on an empty stomach, right after waking up. And each morning, I'm not just drinking a beverage. I'm bringing back my circulation, my confidence in the man I used to be and still can be. Not everyone feels a change immediately, but many men, like me, like Harold, a 68-year-old former carpenter, noticed after just a few days. Warmer hands, clearer mind, lighter mood. His wife said, "He's waking up again." Not just in that way, but in every way. And that is the real breakthrough. When you begin to feel like a whole man again, not because you're as strong or fast as you once were, but because you're present. Your blood is flowing, your connection is alive. But then I discovered not everyone got results. Some still complained of poor circulation, low energy, and I started to wonder why. Eventually, I discovered 3 small habits that quietly sabotage circulation, even if you're eating and exercising well. And that's what I'll share next. 3 silent habits that wreck your blood flow, so you can avoid them and truly unlock the power of your morning drink. I used to wonder why some men, even while drinking the same morning mix, following the same formula, didn't feel much difference, while others felt warmth return to their limbs and clarity light up their minds within days. So I sat down, listened closer, not just to symptoms, but to lifestyle. And I discovered 3 hidden habits, seemingly harmless but deadly to blood circulation. They stop your fuel from flowing no matter how healthy your intake is. First, not drinking enough water. Sounds too simple? Yet, over 60% of men I've met suffer from mild chronic dehydration. They drink tea, coffee, but forget that those don't replace pure water. Blood plasma, which carries oxygen and nutrients, is mostly water. When you're dehydrated, your blood thickens, slows down. That magic morning drink? It's like trying to push a stream through a dry pipe. It doesn't flow. So make sure you drink at least 6-8 glasses of water daily, spaced out, not all at once. Second, sitting too long without movement. Bill Simony, a retired accountant, once told me, "I'm not lazy, I just enjoy reading the paper, watching TV, doing crosswords all day." But he didn't realize that sitting too long causes blood to pool in the legs and capillaries to stiffen from disuse. I gave him one suggestion. Every hour, stand up for 5 minutes, stretch, take a few steps. After a week, he returned and said, "I feel lighter. It's like my blood's moving again." Third, silent stress, the kind you never talk about. Many men after 60 don't complain, as they don't vent, but they carry silent weights. Children, money, illness, loneliness. That stress raises cortisol, which narrows your blood vessels, stiffens flow, and dims your energy. I'm not asking you to meditate for hours or do advanced yoga. Just this. Take a 15-minute walk, write a few lines in a journal, call an old friend, say a prayer, or simply breathe deeply 10 times before sleep. That too is medicine for your blood and your soul. And you know what? When you combine your morning drink with these 3 habits, hydration, movement, and peace of mind, you don't just get circulation back, you get hope back. You see your wife look at you differently. You feel truly alive again, not just existing. Because at the end of the day, blood flow isn't just biology. It's the current of your dignity, your connection, your life. And in the final part, I'll share the most important message of all. It's not about a drink. It's not about a recipe, but a message every man over 60 needs to hear at least once in his life. I used to think that helping an older man regain his strength was a complicated matter. Medications, treatments, tests. But after 30 years of witnessing thousands of men transform, I've realized the most important thing isn't found in a prescription. It lies in a single moment. The moment a man decides not to surrender, When he stands up, makes a simple drink and sips it with one clear thought: I will not fade away in silence. That's when the body starts to respond, blood begins to flow again, emotions begin to awaken. Because, you know what? Your body has never turned against you. It's simply been waiting for a signal. And that drink, with pomegranate, beetroot, lemon, a hint of heat, and a touch of honey, isn't just a recipe, it's a message. A message to your heart that you are still alive. A message to your partner that you are still in love. A message to yourself that even past 60, 70, or 80, you still have something to give and to receive. I've seen men who seemed completely depleted, and yet, just 1 week later, they wake up without fatigue, they smile without forcing it, and they embrace the ones they love with a quiet confidence and peace they thought they had lost long ago. Not because of a miracle, but because they chose to come back to life. And if you're still wondering, is it too late to start? Let me tell you, it's never too late. Because healing always begins with one small action. Maybe it's a glass of water each morning. Maybe it's a walk through your garden. Maybe it's a message sent to someone you love. Or maybe it's just sitting down and watching this video until the end. You've done that, which means you are still choosing to live. And if this video touched something deep in you, please leave a number 1 in the comments. Not for me to see that you watched, but for you to remind yourself that you still have hope and that you still have a choice. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell, because I will be back with honest stories and small suggestions for men who have never stopped being the support for others and now deserve to become a support for themselves. We are not done yet. There are still so many full years ahead of you. And I believe you will live those years not just to exist, but to shine.